objects defying logic, people appearing twice, and moments that shouldn't even be possible. All of them point to one thing: maybe our world isn't as real as it seems.
Why are they standing still?
So let's watch the most unbelievable and realistic clips that might prove we're living in a simulation. While watching the ocean, a group of geese was flying in a perfect line, wings cutting through the air. Suddenly, without warning, every single one of them vanished mid-flight. No splash, no clouds, nothing to explain it, just gone. The water and sky looked normal, yet the birds had completely disappeared. When you see something like that, you just have to laugh. It's like the universe has its own private rulebook. It only shows us in moments like this. Frozen plane pause.
It's not moving.
People on the street spotted something truly unusual above them. A plane floated in place, its banner trailing behind, but neither moved a single inch. The wind bent trees and blew papers around, yet the aircraft and its sign stayed frozen. Everyone watching couldn't believe their eyes, unsure if it was a trick or a real pause in the world. It was a moment that challenged the very rules of the sky. Aquarium time stop.
What's going on? Why are they standing still?
While visiting the town's aquarium, a woman noticed something truly strange. Every fish in one of the tanks was completely still. No flicker of fins, no ripple in the water. She tapped the glass, expecting at least a little reaction, but nothing happened. Even the tiniest shrimp didn't twitch. The entire tank looked like a snapshot frozen in time. It was hard to believe something so alive could stay that still, and the girl couldn't stop staring at what felt like a paused world.
Why are none of these fish swimming?
Shoreline reality blur. You won't believe what this clip shows. Two boys were standing by the shoreline, casually wiping at the water, almost like it was solid. At first, it looked playful, but then things got strange. It was impossible to tell which one was real and which one was part of the water, so everyone was completely lost, trying to figure out if it was fake or a real glitch. But honestly, it's the kind of thing that just makes you stop and think. What if the world isn't as solid as we believe? Mirror defies logic. A man decided to test his mirror by placing his shoe right in front of it, and that's when things took a strange turn. Instead of showing the usual reversed image, the reflection displayed the shoe facing the exact same way as the real one. No flip, no change, just a perfect copy pointed forward. He kept adjusting it, hoping the angle would shift, but the mirror stayed stubborn. It felt like the glass had its own rules, and he couldn't make sense of it at all. Rain line split. A man captured a very unusual scene as he walked along a quiet road at night. Rain was coming down, but only on one side of the street. There was a sharp, clear line where droplets stopped, leaving the other half totally dry. He stood there for a moment, showing how he could step from wet ground to dry pavement in one move. Honestly, it makes you think weather might have a few secrets of its own. Fading pelican illusion. A clip from Destin, Florida caught attention fast, and it wasn't for the usual beach sights. A pelican sitting calmly near the water looked normal until its body seemed to fade in a strange way, almost like parts of it were blending into the air. The odd look made the entire moment feel out of place. Viewers compared it to a visual glitch you'd expect in a game. No matter the cause, the bird created a moment that felt outside everyday reality. Walking on water. People online were stunned when this video surfaced. In it, a man appears to walk calmly across the water while another person sits nearby in a small boat, watching without reacting. Some viewers insist it must be a clever camera angle or a simple trick, while others believe it shows something far beyond normal explanation. The clip quickly turned into a heated debate. Was it an illusion, a hidden platform, or a glimpse of an ability that doesn't quite fit our usual understanding of the world? Moon shift mystery. Something strange happened over Chicago one night. The moon appeared in a completely different spot within seconds in the sky, like it just glitched. People watching were baffled because the sky was clear and nothing else was moving. The clip quickly went viral, leaving everyone debating if it was a trick of the camera, an optical illusion, or something we simply can't explain. Split cloud divide. Is this time the camera capture something that split the internet? Why? Because it was a split sky. It might be due to a cloud, but the division was so perfect that it didn't appear to be a coincidence. People who saw it were unsure how a cloud could form that clean edge. Was it a natural oddity, or did the sky just glitch for a moment? Hovering hawk paws. A couple hiked up a mountain to watch the sunrise, but something unexpected made them stop instantly. A hawk hung in midair, completely frozen, as if held in place by something unseen. There were no wires, no cables, nothing that could explain why it wasn't moving. It stayed suspended for several moments, leaving the couple in stunned silence. Whether it was an illusion or a genuine glitch in reality, witnessing a living creature stuck mid-flight is nothing short of mind-bending. Twin passenger glitch. During a normal bus ride, a man spotted something that made him pause. An older passenger sat quietly by the window, and then, almost impossibly, another man appeared across the aisle in the same row, wearing the same clothes, with the same posture, and even the same gaze out the window. It looked like a perfect copy, confusing everyone nearby. The video became an instant obsession, with everyone locked in a debate. Was this a 1-in-a-million coincidence, or did we actually glimpse a tear in the fabric of the real? Floating bird illusion. You won't believe what this woman spotted during her walk. She recorded a bird calmly stepping across the sky as if there was an invisible floor under it. It wasn't using its wings, and there were no wires, poles, or glass panels in sight. It just moved forward in open air, making the whole scene feel unreal. Moments like this make people question what's actually normal and what might be bending the rules right in front of us. Window seasons clash. A man's home video captured a moment that left viewers utterly puzzled. From the front window, bright sunlight poured in, making it look like a warm, peaceful day. But at the back of the house, heavy snow was falling, blanketing the yard in thick white. Seeing two completely different climates happening at the same time felt almost unreal. It created the impression that the house was sitting on the boundary between two worlds, each following its own rules in a way no one expected before. Hovering blade mystery. A helicopter appeared in the sky, but something felt wrong the moment people noticed it. Its blades were completely still, frozen in place, yet the aircraft didn't tilt, drop, or show any sign of losing balance. People on the ground stared in disbelief, wondering if it was just a perspective trick or something far stranger. The scene only grew more unsettling the longer it hovered there. After all, watching a helicopter stay perfectly steady with unmoving blades is exactly the kind of moment that makes you question what your eyes are seeing. Stuck on page. A student was quietly studying for her exam when something strange happened. One of the pages in her book kept flipping open on its own, even though there was no breeze or pressure. She tried closing it repeatedly, but it slowly opened back every time. Was it a trick or a small glitch in reality? Either way, it's the kind of moment that makes you pause and wonder if the rules of the world just bent for a second. Birds pause perfectly. A woman filming a farm noticed something that instantly felt off. A group of birds was walking around normally when every single one of them stopped at the exact same second. Their bodies stayed locked in place, not even a tiny twitch. Only one bird kept pecking at the ground with slow head movements, as if nothing strange was happening around it. The whole scene looked unreal, and it left the woman trying to figure out what she had just witnessed. Gate ignored dog. Out of nowhere, a man filmed something odd during a simple playtime clip with his dog. The pet chased a ball down the hallway and moved straight through the dog gate, as if the barrier had no weight at all. The gate stayed in place, yet the dog slipped through without slowing down, almost like the wall didn't matter. No wonder why everyone kept replaying the scene, trying to figure out how that even worked. Maybe reality bends a little when we least expect it. Perfect student sync. The audience couldn't stop staring as a group of students moved on stage. Every motion matched perfectly, like one person was controlling all of them. It wasn't just practice. It looked almost unnatural, as if the same movement had been copied over and over. People online kept replaying the video, amazed at how precise it was. The scene felt less like a performance and more like a strange moment where reality itself had glitched. Frozen horse field. Stepping out into the rain, a woman noticed something she couldn't explain. Every horse in her field was perfectly still, not a single movement in their heads, tails, or hooves, even as raindrops fell around them. The wind swirled, yet the animals stayed frozen like a snapshot came to life. She grabbed her camera, capturing the eerie scene. The footage instantly sparked a frenzy online, with everyone calling it one of those rare, chilling moments where reality itself seems to stutter.
But I think they're frozen.
Vanishing crosswalk mystery. A man was filming from his car, waiting for the light to change, when he noticed a person walking across the road. The walker moved in front of a car that wasn't moving, yet never appeared on the other side. The scene looked smooth, with no rush or chaos, which made it even more strange. Viewers still wonder if it was a slip in reality, or just a trick our eyes can't explain. Girl from the past. At a busy event, a girl spotted someone in the crowd and froze. She claimed the person looked exactly like her, but from another time. Both stood in the same spot, matching perfectly, as if one was a reflection of the other. So the internet was completely divided. Was this an insane prank, a secret twin, or something way weirder? But honestly, looking at that perfect resemblance, it just feels like the universe glitched for a second and showed her her own double. Impossible Sky Square. During the evening, people spotted something unusual in the sky. A dark, square-shaped cloud hovered quietly, its edges sharp and straight, almost like someone had cut it with a ruler. No wind seemed to move it, and it didn't change shape at all. Watching it linger, it almost felt like the sky was showing something impossible, something you wouldn't expect to see at all. Dry spot glitch. Something unusual caught this man's attention while washing his car in broad daylight. Water from the hose spread across the road, turning the surface dark as expected, yet one large patch stayed completely dry. No matter how much water he poured, that area refused to change. It's one of those little things that just doesn't add up, making you look twice at what's real. Frozen river flow. During a trip near icy mountains, a group of travelers spotted something incredibly strange. When their car stopped, the river ahead flowed just like normal. But the moment the vehicle began moving again, the water suddenly froze in place, looking perfectly still as if someone had pressed pause on reality itself. The sight didn't match anything they expected from nature. It became one of those brain-twisting moments where the world's rules seemed to flicker for a second, leaving everyone wondering what's actually real. Frozen crowd scene.
Yeah, what's going on here? Got one guy just stood there.
A strange moment was recorded in a busy public area. Several people on the ground appeared completely frozen in place, their bodies stuck mid-movement as if time had paused just for them. A few others were still able to move, but they looked just as confused while staring at the motionless figures around them. What made the scene even stranger was that nothing else in the surroundings matched this odd pause. Clips like this always spark debate. And honestly, I'm curious to know what you make of this unsettling moment. Glowing glass illusion.
The lights are on.
This clip captures a strange moment inside a quiet room. Through the glass, the reflection shows bright lights glowing clearly, yet the actual space behind the camera is completely dark. There's no sunlight, no lamps, nothing that should create that kind of shine. It almost feels as if the reflection is revealing a different version of the room, one that doesn't match the reality in front of the lens. That's why many people are calling it a glitch. Honestly, it feels convincing. What do you think?
And there's no sunlight coming in.
Frozen boy glitch. On a busy street where people moved about normally, one boy suddenly stood completely still. He crossed his arms and didn't budge at all, frozen in place while everyone else continued their routine. Passers-by looked confused, and a few even stopped to check on him. Was it just a strange moment, or did reality glitch for him alone? Either way, it's the kind of scene that gets everyone talking online instantly.
This is my phone case, guys. So where has this acrylic butterfly wing part come from?
A woman noticed something unusual with her phone case. A small piece of what looked like a butterfly wing appeared broken, but when she checked, her case was completely fine. There were no other identical cases in the house, and she couldn't explain where it came from. Many came up with theories ranging from a simple optical trick to something far stranger. Watching it, you almost feel like reality itself might be tossing tiny surprises your way.
This is my only case. Is that not the weirdest thing ever?
Fan mystery. A room fan was spinning like normal, but the strangest part was that its wire wasn't connected to anything at all. There were no hidden batteries, no switches, nothing that could explain it. He shared the footage online and people had different opinions about it. Some thought it might be a clever camera trick, while others wondered if it was a small glitch in reality itself, proof that even the most ordinary objects can suddenly behave in ways that defy the rules we know. Suspended ice rod. Outside a small cave, icy structures stretched like frozen spikes. But one rod defied logic. It hung in midair, unattached above or below. Some people suggested optical tricks, others called it a straight-up glitch in reality. Whatever it was, seeing an object completely suspended with no support makes you question whether gravity, or reality itself, sometimes decides to take a break. Frozen Meghan glitch. A video from a public conference of Prince Harry and Meghan quickly went viral. While Harry appeared completely normal, Meghan's movements looked off. Her eyes didn't blink, and her gestures seemed frozen, almost like she was paused mid-action. Everyone immediately called it a glitch, debating if it was a camera effect or something far stranger. Seeing someone act that way in real life makes it hard not to wonder if, for a moment, reality itself was skipping a frame. Teleporting stranger appears. A cosplayer was walking with a kid at Disneyland when something odd happened. A man suddenly appeared from nowhere and walked to the left, even though he had never entered the frame before. It looked like he was simply teleported into the scene. Clips like this make you question how many moments around us could be bending the rules without anyone noticing. Digital ripple loop.
That's funky. What is going...
During a live weather broadcast on FOX9, Jennifer McDermott experienced something bizarre. The graphics behind her repeated and multiplied, creating a strange ripple effect that made it look like she was moving through layers of herself. The debate instantly exploded. Was this a simple technical glitch, or did we just catch a genuine crack in reality on live television? Watching her interact with the distorted graphics, it feels almost like the digital world briefly overtook the real one. Completely surreal to see live.
Do you guys want one Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Duplicate nail wonder. A strange moment showed up when a woman filmed a TikTok about something she spotted on her floor. She held up a single acrylic nail that matched her own set in shape, color, and size. But her hands were fully intact, and she said she never bought any spare pieces. Everyone was trying to understand how a perfect copy ended up there. I guess moments like this make you wonder how reality slips in tiny ways. Fourth face appears. A pond-side moment turned oddly confusing when a group of 3 girls played around in the water. They dipped their hair in, but when they lifted their heads at the same time, the frame suddenly showed a 4th face that hadn't been there before. The mysterious appearance and quick disappearance left everyone wondering what slipped into the shot. Vanishing backyard scene.
This is supposed to be my backyard, right?
A woman's backyard video left viewers scratching their heads. From her upstairs window, she showed trash bags and bins neatly arranged all around. Moments later, she went downstairs to film the same spot, and everything had disappeared. The yard looked completely empty, as if it had transformed in seconds. You find yourself replaying the clip again and again, caught between a simple trick of the eye and the far more thrilling idea that you're witnessing a sudden jump between 2 versions of the same place.
I'm literally confused.
Twitching mirror reflection. A girl was filming herself in front of a mirror when something strange appeared. As she stayed perfectly still, her reflection didn't move exactly the same way. Her eyes seemed to twitch on their own, even though she hadn't blinked or shifted. The small, odd movement was enough to make the clip feel eerie. That little twitch in the reflection, it's a small, wrong detail that gets under your skin and plants a seed of doubt about what your eyes are showing you. Double ring mystery. While tidying up the bathroom, a woman noticed something unusual glinting on the sink. It was a ring that looked exactly like the one on her finger. Confused, she picked it up and compared them, but both were identical in every way. Even her reflection showed the 2 rings clearly. The moment felt surreal, like reality had momentarily skipped a beat. The real head-scratcher is how an object can seemingly duplicate itself, creating a perfect copy that defies any simple explanation. Disappearing ball trick. A school security camera recorded a moment that left viewers puzzled. A boy was casually tossing a ball against the wall, catching it with ease. Everything looked normal, until one throw went completely wrong. The ball came back as usual, but when he reached for it, it passed straight through his hands and disappeared into thin air. He looked around the floor and scanned the room, yet there was no sign of it anywhere. People watching couldn't stop replaying it, calling it a real-life glitch caught on camera. Upright onion mystery.
Können wir einmal kurz darüber reden, wie...
A cooking clip took a strange turn when a man cut an onion in half. One piece stayed perfectly upright on the board, refusing to tip or roll like it naturally should. He tapped it gently, but it didn't budge, staying balanced in a way that seemed impossible. Even repeated nudges couldn't topple it. Viewers online were amazed, calling it a tiny but surreal moment. That single standing onion turned an ordinary kitchen scene into something that felt oddly out of place. Mirror home shift. While sitting on the couch, a girl noticed something strange in her mirror. The reflection didn't match her living room at all. Paintings and furniture looked completely different, as if the mirror was showing an alternate version of her home. She stared for several moments, trying to understand what she was seeing. When she shared the photo online, viewers were just as puzzled, debating whether it was a trick of light or a small glimpse into another hidden reality. Floating rock wonder. A man decided to test something unusual, and it immediately caught attention. He grabbed a large, heavy-looking rock and threw it into a pond. To everyone's surprise, it didn't sink. It floated right back to the surface. It didn't resemble a pumice stone at all, yet it hovered like it had no weight. The clip left viewers confused and amazed. Honestly, it's one of those moments that makes you question what's really going on in the simplest things around us. Gravity-defying fish. While tidying his aquarium, a man noticed something unusual. He lowered the water, expecting the fish to follow, but it didn't. Instead, the fish stayed near the top, gliding as if the tank was still full. Its fins moved naturally, and it turned around without any trouble. The scene looked completely normal, except there was barely any water. Viewers watching the clip couldn't stop wondering if the fish was defying gravity or if reality was playing a trick on them. Sudden street man. A road camera picked up something truly strange one afternoon. Several people were walking along the sidewalk when a man suddenly appeared in the middle of the street, as if he had slipped into the frame from nowhere. Moments earlier, he hadn't been visible at all, yet he calmly continued toward the sidewalk like nothing unusual had happened. The footage leaves viewers torn, unsure whether they're seeing a simple camera glitch or a man stepping through a crack in reality. Frozen cat glitch.
So I thought this cat was fake.
Walking down the street, a man noticed a black cat that looked completely frozen. It wasn't sitting or lying down, just standing there without moving. Even when a dog came close, the cat didn't react, staying perfectly still. The scene looked so odd that it felt like a brief pause in reality. Watching it makes you wonder how sometimes ordinary streets can suddenly show moments that don't follow normal rules. Circular deer loop. While hiking, a man spotted a deer and decided to film it. At first, it looked normal, just looking around the forest. Then, surprisingly, it started walking in a perfect circle, spinning around without stopping. Usually, only herds of sheep show this kind of behavior, not a single deer. Seeing it repeat the motion alone was really unusual. Everyone was left amazed, as it's not every day you see an animal acting like this in the wild. Sky square hole. A man pointed his camera at the sky and caught something strange. A massive cloud covered most of the view, but in the middle, there was a perfect square hole. The edges were so sharp it didn't look natural at all, like someone had cut it out. For a few seconds, the sky felt unreal, as if reality itself had a small glitch. People watching the clip couldn't stop staring, trying to figure out how the square appeared so perfectly. Gliding man shadow. A passerby noticed something unusual on the path. A man dressed in black was moving forward, yet his steps didn't look natural at all. His body stayed stiff as he glided along, almost as if he wasn't fully connected to the ground beneath him. There was something eerie about the way he drifted, like a shadow slipping free from its owner and taking on a life of its own. The moment felt so strange that it turned an ordinary walk into something deeply unreal that day. And now, let's move on to the subscriber's pick. A clip showed a huge group of birds moving across the sky in a way that did not look real at all. They shifted together in one smooth pattern, forming shapes that changed every second without breaking their flow. The motion looked so perfectly timed that many people compared it to a digital glitch. Watching them twist and float as one felt almost unreal. And honestly, moments like this make you wonder how nature pulls off scenes that feel straight out of another layer of reality. With that, see you next time.